Okay, hello? Wait, why are there so many questions already? Or, well, just comments. I mean, I guess this is not something I should be complaining about, but wow, this is great. A lot of people waiting. I don't know if I'm
This is
live.
great. A lot
Okay,
of
now I
people
can hear
waiting.
myself speaking. Looks like I'm okay. Where are you, bro? My bad, my bad. Feels illegal to be this early. Probably is. But if you're here early, you're the early bird and you got the worm. If you're boardsy and you know it, clap your hands. I mean, who am I? Who am I to deny that clap? Why does my chat look so small? It's like my monitor's blocking my eyes. Something like this. You let us down. I'm here, so hopefully I can make up for it. But yeah, how is everybody doing? When are you dropping in top 5 small mice for Claw? I'm running out of time before the end of the year, but certainly before the end of the year, along with a mouse skate tier list, along with a video I'm looking forward to make, which is like my main mouse and mousepad going into 2025, or like my favorite combos. I don't know, something very specific where I talk about how much I love the XM2W. It's just my main mouse, more or less. Vaxi Sora full review when? I just got the OP1W4K, so I've been testing it alongside that because these are both like 60 gram. Obviously, the OP1 is a lot smaller, but they're similar, like heavier, small to medium sized mice. So it'll come in some time. It'll come though, don't worry. Hit scan kind of day. The Hyperlight, I mean, it stays on my desk next to the ATK F1 Extreme. I don't really use either of them much. Is this on Twitch? No, sadly. I was thinking about streaming some Fortnite on Twitch, a low-key stream, but I don't know. Maybe I'll end this stream with some Fortnite. Nobody knows. Why does the Mad 60 HE suck? I mean, I haven't tested it, but it's just using a worse PCB compared to like the actual competition that's good. And me, like with keyboards and monitors, I'm a snob. I'll admit it. Mice as well, but it's kind of different. I don't want to use a trash keyboard or a trash monitor. I don't care for it. VXE Mad R still worth it? Yeah, it's probably my go-to budget pick under $50. I don't know, guys. My MCHO's L7, I I like keep trying, like my sensor's bugged. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the Realtek MCU. I don't know if anybody else isn't just noticing it, but it just feels so distinctly worse than some of the good 3395 implementations I use daily, like the ULX Comp and Endgame Gears implementation. So I don't know what's going on with MCHOs. MCHOs has another GPX clone. I have that. And I don't know what's happening because I lost my dongle for the M7 Pro, which I actually did like and didn't find the sensor to be mid. So my MCHO's video, it's scuffed. ULX Competition is the best mouse ever made. I really like this large one. And as I mentioned, I don't have any, like you can just see how minimal the side to side wobble on this is compared to my early copy. So maybe they actually took my feedback and fixed the units, or my early unit was just a dud because goddamn. What is this noise? I walked my Tasty Mice back. M2K Small Final Mouse was my favorite for fingertip for years until I went to Viper V3, then got a ULX Large. What? So I don't know what you use, but it seems like you've been all over the place. You've like tested pretty much everything good. Should I use dot skates for Valorant? My hot take is if you have a mouse like that you really enjoy, it's just better off to get like high quality full size set of skates, because a lot of the people pushing dot skates are people like me who use just like so many mice, and you can kind of like slip something on and it's good for testing, but I don't think it's objectively the best experience. I will say that. I don't care. Ordered the Maya X, get it Tuesday. Nice. Maya X, I mean, I threw on like these silver fox skates. I really don't like them. The only skates from Unusual Way Esports that I like are the Magic Ice, which are some of my favorite PTFE skates. Yo, Toquita with the $5 Is that Brazil? I appreciate it, though. Death Adder V3 Pro versus Hyperspeed tech-wise. The V3 Pro is just on Razer's, like, not the technically latest tech, but it's like Razer's current generation tech. And the Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed is a smaller size. So you ask for the tech, but it's really the shape difference is going to be what like real people actually notice. But if you do care about best of the best tech, just get the V3 Pro. Key 83 soft or mid? I like soft on any artisan pad like the Hien Otsu Key 83. I just prefer soft, but some people like mid. Type 99 is the best, and I've changed to enhance Valorant. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm happy that people are finally starting to get the Key 83 and Type 99. I mean, Type 99's been out for a few months. Best claw mouse with same shape as a super light, better sideburns and scroll. You could try like the Pulsar. like X2V2 or the X2H, these are like similar, but I would just go with the GPX. Like I prefer to use it over anything that could be considered a super light clone. Wow, I need some water. Too many questions. Black cursor or white cursor? Like for my monitor? Obviously, like white, unless I'm like thinking of a different type of cursor. I have no idea what you're talking about. Opinion on Arbiter Polar 75 Pro? It's not bad. It's like a totally usable keyboard. I just wouldn't, like if you're putting money into getting the best of the best Hall effect, I would get something better performance, but that's just my mindset. Like obviously some people, they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to get the custom keyboard experience and the Hall effect gaming experience, but I don't know if that's just the way. Do you have an XLAT? No, I just don't care. Final Mouse, they told me they would send me one, like, before it ever released, and they never did, so I'm just like, it's not that I'm holding a grudge, but I just wouldn't use it. Like, I'm not going to take apart mice, like, while reviewing them to test the click latency, which I don't care about. It's just, it's not worth the time, not worth effort, not worth anything, truly. In my use case, I mean, there are people who do that, and God bless them. Do you know if ULX Comp has sensor problems with ours and Raiden? It doesn't. And in general, sensor problems with the Raiden, those are like from just like the original G Pro wireless, pretty much. Boardsy's like a human XLAT, not worth it. Exactly. I notice things the XLAT can't notice. That's another thing to consider. Do you have a Pulsar X-Lite V4? No, and I'm kind of happy I don't. Pulsar, like, they know that they're releasing, like, millions of products, so they kind of chill out the pace with which they send them to reviewers. Somebody was asking me about the Feynman, but I didn't, I wound up, like, modding mine for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know, like, what got into my brain, but I just modded it, and I'm not going to use it much anymore, probably. Is the ATK F1 Extreme good? Yeah, I mean, under $100, it's probably the best lightweight, like, high-performance mouse. But it's just, you can't call it a budget mouse, and then the industry's also, like, boycotting it, so it's just very weird. Is the Aqua Control 2 still good in 2024? It's still fine. I wouldn't really, it's not my number one recommendation. What's the secret mouse you were testing? Just say it. I can't, but I can say if you go back to that tweet, nobody even got the brand right, which I found so shocking. And it's like a common brand, so I'll just leave you with that. But people thought it was the Tens mouse, which it isn't, but that was a good guess because I forgot about the Tens mouse. How do you feel about the Maya X? I just bought it. It's just really, if you are bought into lightweight mice and you want something around the size of the G Pro, it's one of the best options on the market. But it's just Viper V3 Pro Mini. It's not that. I don't think that's real. I'll go out on a limb. Maybe it will be because Razer usually likes to do around an April release, let's say, but I don't know. Did you order the $650 mouse kit? No, that video fucking died out. No way it's getting 5K likes, so I will happily not spend that money. Want a lighter mouse with the size of the G502? See, like, the Glorious Model I is somewhat that, but you really don't. Just stick with the G502, probably. Is that the OP1W4K? It is, and I'm just not going crazy about it. But I think, like, the first time I ever tried it was when my ULX Comp Large, like, the battery died. So it was just a crazy switch from, like, a somewhat larger 40-gram mouse to this small 60-gram mouse, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not going to be my main. Like, it just loses out shape and in-hand feeling-wise to the XM2W, and the tech is the same, so really not much reason for me to use it. But there are some people, like, if you would just want a wireless OP1, there you go. What do you think of the MAD 68HE? I think it's probably like trash compared to like actual Wooting and top tier Hall effect keyboards. But if you're in the market for a $40 keyboard or whatever, you probably won't do much better. But I don't know. It's just not like not a market I'm an expert in. Try the Paraglide. Pulsar sent me 2 mousepads. They sent me this Hyperion, which is really good, the collab with Lethal, and they also sent some, like, orange one with a rubber base, and I was like, I don't even understand why they sent me that one. But I don't know if that's the Paraglide. Opinions about ATK Magnesium mouse? I don't know if I'm going to bother testing it. Maybe I will. It's just, what is it, like 43 grams for a magnesium mouse with the worst hole cutout design? It just doesn't make much sense to me. OP1 Wii is my main. I have a 30 plus mouse collection. Is it worth upgrading to the OP1W? I do not use 4K. Absolutely. Just like the clicks and just general mouse, it's a much newer release. It's all around way better. And even if you use it on 1K, you might notice better wireless experience. What mouse do you think? What do you think is the best mouse for fingertip? I don't really know. My favorite is probably like the ULX Small, but stuff like the HitScan Hyperlight, that's a good pick. Mcho's L7 Pro. If the sensor on this was good, if I had a good sensor experience with this mouse, I'd probably say it's like a crazy $40 fingertip pick, but I just don't. When's 2024 top mice vid? I don't know. Usually I do like my seal of approval roundup of everything that got the seal. How do I convince my parents to let me buy a glass mousepad? I'm happy that you have parents who are not letting you buy one. So you just gotta convince them to buy an artisan mousepad. That's what it's all about. And that's cheaper as well. And then you can say that has the Boardsy seal of approval. No glass pad has ever gotten the seal of approval. Best mouse is clearly the Stormbreaker Max CF. Why don't I have one of those? That's what I don't understand about that situation. Same thing with the Trinity. People are like asking why I'm going to review these. I'm like, I don't know. What mouse are you going to gift Juan Soto? Whatever he wants. Clearly, like, the suite won him over to the Mets instead of the Yankees. So, like, if he wants a fucking GPX as Zaunkunig final mouse, he can take it. But yeah, I'm happy that the Mets got Soto. Last weekend, I had some thoughts. I was like, the Mets just need to sign Soto, and then they did. So whoever's counting, there it is. Glass is overrated. It just truly is. When you boil down to the basics, a lot of people use glass just because they're fed up with cloth. And really, if you can afford to get a new cloth pad whenever your pad starts to wear down, it's just better. Like, glass is just putting up with a bad experience to it's just a cope cycle. It is what it is. They're coming to you, don't worry. Sounds good. I was confused. I didn't know if I was left out of the loop because I thought I saw Stormbreaker Max reviews. I feel so fucking jittery because I took like 2 caffeine pills because I got to get my Christmas tree after this stream. I got to walk like a mile to get it. It's like this crazy Christmas tree spot. I don't know why I'm sharing these thoughts. Ice mouse pad when? Like actually made of ice or the glorious ice? Because probably testing a sheet of ice, that could be cool. I used to, before I even made reviews, I put my mouse pad in the freezer before I played because it would get affected by humidity, and that was just one way to fix it. My GSR SE. This is a mile in NYC. Stay safe. No, it's like nobody would ever do anything to a man walking around with a Christmas tree. It's like, imagine stealing a Christmas tree. That would just be terrible. Opinion on the R1 Pro? I would recommend the Mad R instead of it, but if you have a R1 Pro still holding up, it's fine. God, I feel like I'm getting a lot of comments today, or maybe I'm just like trying to read all of them. Best gamer monitor money can buy, Sony M10S. I mean, that's what I have. I've been using it. I don't hate it. Well, I don't know why I would say I don't hate it. Like, I love it. I don't know how much better a monitor could be. The only thing that really gets me is the fact that sometimes it will drop to 360 hertz, and I have to toggle VRR, and that's really the only thing. Do you notice any difference between the Sentio comp and the bot? Yeah, the bot one is actually way better quality, to I think many people's surprises. There's just like none of the like side-to-side wobble popping sounds that I got on the unit sent out. You can hear this. Opinion on hard mats? I just did, or not just, but 2 weeks ago, I think I posted a video on my ClassPad experiment. And since then, I've really used them sparingly because I just don't like them as much. I got the TJ Exclusives Kin X, which I will post a review of next weekend because, honestly, $130 or whatever for a custom glass mousepad, really not bad. Do you think fingertip will suit me if I use side buttons to build in Fortnite? For some people, like I used to know a guy who like literally gripped the ULX, his thumb would rest on like directly on top of the side buttons and he just like put it in no pressure. It was a very weird grip style, but yeah, some people can fingertip in Fortnite, but I think claw is just all around better. Most people use claw or palm, honestly, with a GPX, keeping it simple. What do you think about the ULX comp? I mean, it's really good. There's nothing I don't feel like there's anything that actually feels this light and as large as like the ULX comp. I mean, the Beast X Max is close. The Lamzu Maya X is close. But yeah, this is still like one of the lightest, best well-rounded packages, but probably not worth the 190. Definitely not worth buying aftermarket, but I can't really say anything bad about the retail unit. Your opinion on Vaxi pads? I don't like the just their standard control surface, whatever they're calling it at this point, the fucking PE or whatever. But the PC is very good. Honestly, I think I enjoy Zowie's recent pads a bit more. The Zowie TR is the most underrated pad. The WebDriver for the L7 Pro had a firmware update. I did that. That's what people told me in my last stream. They were like, oh, do the firmware update. I did. Then I tested it with game safe mode off. I tested both LODs because I put on these dot skates, but it's just, my unit's fucking, it's a dud. And it's not like it's unusable. Maybe it's just like the sensors misaligned or something. Yo, Thoughts and Purse with the $20. What's the best full-size skates for the ULX? That's a baller move. Sending more money than the skates are going to cost. I would recommend the Magic Ice skates from Unusual Way Esports. That's what I'm using on my competition. It's not bad, but I mean, honestly, between that, Jades, and just don't get core pads, honestly. Core pad fell off, but that's a based move. Hopefully that answers the question. Should I buy the OP1 8K if you just want a really like high performance small mouse? It's like $75, $85, sure. If glass is just a coping cycle, why does Optimum like them? I don't know. I would say that fingertip mice are a coping cycle as well. So, I mean, maybe he's cope maxing as a way to like have a good setup. Maybe he will eventually make a return to full-size mice and cloth mouse pads. It's like how some people, it's not a good analogy. You should collab with Moses the Jeweler. Get an iced out mouse. Moses the Jeweler? Am I too old? I don't even know who that is. I know a few of the jewelers which rappers frequent. You must have a video on my question because I keep getting skipped. My bad. I just see like so many questions. Today feels crazy. Did you try the CNC milled core pads? I did, and it's insane. It's impressive how bad they feel. Like, I have them on my Viper V3 Pro, and I'm always trying to look at them and see, like, are these edges completely fucked? Like, why do they feel so bad? And I can't figure it out. But they just are completely scrapey and awful on many pads. Why did core pad fall off? Just complacency, I guess. I mean, it's really, the problem starts and ends with their adhesive, for the most part. Like, the material itself, it's good enough, but the execution, lackluster. Best Viper V3 Pro clone? The only one I know of is the ATK X1 Ultimate, which I don't love. I think Borty got a bad copy of the Madar Major. I still do think it's the king of budget mice, but I got a bad copy because it's so cheap, because there's less quality control and just like overall. If a brand like ATK, they have a budget brand, that brand is budget for a reason. This is a concept that many people struggle to understand. I've using BTL V2 skates? Yeah, I mean, I was going to recommend BTL, but I just haven't used them in what feels like a year. Best budget monitor? I genuinely have no idea. I'm just like the last person to go to for a budget monitor. Money ain't a problem. What is the best mouse? See, even with that, that's still, whenever people ask like best mouse nowadays, there's too many options. Like, no questions asked, like walk into a store, get the best mouse, probably Viper V3 Pro GPX2, but for like $80 to $120, there are probably dozens of options that, depending on like your grip style preferences, like they could be the best. To give the answer. Will you do a mouse awards before the end of the year? I never have, so probably not. My end of like my I do the seal of approval roundup for everything that got the seal of approval. Rate the final mouse. I mean, what are you wondering about? I kind of just spoke about it like maybe 3-5 minutes ago. Is U2 in the top 5 mice right now? I mean, it's probably the new U2 update for claw grip. Definitely top 5 mouse, probably. Presuming you want like a normal sized mouse. Yeah, the S2DW, I just haven't been using it over the XM2W. And it's not like I couldn't use it, but I'm just not. How's the new keyboard going? I'm testing the HM80 right now. I've really just been testing it alongside Wooting, and Wooting's great. I think I overhated on Wooting's Dead Zone, because once you get used to it, like, there's really no difference, but you can notice a more responsive feeling from the HM80, but I don't know if it's really game-changing. But yeah, I have not tested the WL Mouse Ying at all. I might be like brain dead, but it seemed like in the software you could only adjust rapid trigger and actuation point on like the WASD and like some other keys. But I'm pretty sure I was just too stupid, and then I just like after 5 minutes I just got back on a keyboard that's actually proper. What did you think about? I don't have the Mad 60, but I ought to get it off of AliExpress. Will the Pulsar X3 later batches be worth it for someone who loves the G703 shape? I mean, yeah, I'd say so. And yeah, I don't know if everybody's going to get a dud, but this click wobble, it's one of the last frontiers in the mouse industry that like is really just lacking. And if China were to, let's say tomorrow, just wind up having the click quality of Vaxi, that would be unfortunate, but well, it wouldn't be unfortunate. It would be unfortunate for Vaxi, but like it's really the one thing holding China back. Dude, I feel so bad for everyone who don't get to use Final Mouse Comp. I mean, you're just at an advantage. They are noobs without a Final Mouse. Did you ever try the Drunk Deer A75? I did, but that's on like last gen tech. I haven't tried like the Ultra or whatever a new version is. EMB impressions, I tested it for like 2 minutes, and then I just noticed I was like, this is just too much of like a Heian clone type pad, but I'll put some more time on it at some point. But I just really like the Pels from Laonda. Like that is an underrated mousepad if there's ever been an underrated mousepad. CS Major Peripheral Review. Yeah, somebody commented about that on Twitter. I didn't know it was happening. When does it end? Because I could actually... Yeah, I should do that, honestly. Did you try X-Ray Pad's glass dot skates? I did, but I just didn't like them. I just don't like glass at this point, really. You said something about low LOD on vaccine mice. Is it the same as with Zowie? I didn't find it to be the case. But when I did switch to whatever donuts I'm using, Jade Donuts, I did bump my LOD on this. So I guess it is similar, but Vaxi specifically, they feel very low out of the box. Wow. What is the fastest artisan pad? I guess at the moment it would be the Raiden. What is good, Wormelius? Thoughts on Ghost Glides or X-Ray Pad? I mean, they make some good skates across the board. I would say X-Ray Pad definitely has a better selection overall. Are Super Grips still the best grips on the market? I don't know what the best grip tape is. Super Grips, they're good for what they are. If you want like super sticky, they're like super thin grips, which are meant to just kind of replicate rubber coatings, but I don't like any grips, honestly. Like no mouse on my desk has any grips on it. You just got to put up with it. Like sometimes in my room, the heat will be on, and then my hands will be like moist, and then sometimes there will be no heat, so it's like freezing, and then every coating feels great. So this is variance I have to deal with as well. Feynman, question mark. What's the question about the Feynman? I just don't really use it. In my review, I didn't say it was going to be worth it, so to speak. I don't think it is, unless you really love like mini EC shapes and you want a magnesium mouse. Yo! Bizai's coaching League of Legends with the 50, what is this, a Romanian dollar, a RON? 50 RONs, thank you, man. We're looking for the absolute lightest clicks to actuate spam. Top 3 mice recommendation with the most spammable clicks ever. No budget, just clicks. I mean, I would really recommend, I know you said top 3, and I'm sure there are some implementations, but just like this Vaxi Ninjutsu Sora collab, it is hard to describe just how like light and free, spammable, fast. So many words can be used, but that's what I would say. And thank you for the 50 RON, man. Yeah, endgame gear with the their Kill GX switches as well. These probably have like 5 to 10 grams more of like actual actuation force, but yeah. Japanese Omrons on the Zalkunik M2K as well, or M3K, whatever they're up to. Have you tried the new Zowie pad? Yeah, which one? The large GSRC or the TR? I've tried both, and I honestly like both. Have you tried the ATK Z1? Yeah, it's just, it has a really low sensor position, and it's not quite an EC clone. I should review it, though. I don't know why I haven't yet. Same thing with, like, the Fantech Aria. But, like, God, I just feel like nobody really cares about that. It's a weird mouse to use. I don't care much about it, but I gotta review it. GSR3, oh yeah, that came as well. I really didn't put much time on that. I put way more time on the TR, because a Zowie pad with like a proper Xsoft base, it just was so bizarre to use. It still is. GPX2 or Viper V3 Pro, you have FN in your name, and more pros use the GPX2, so that might be the answer, but I would say you can't go wrong with either. If you really hate one, just return it and get the other. What are you maining right now? Definitely the XM2W 4K, and you can see because there's all of this like dirt and grime in this like slit of the shell, which I should really clean, but it's proof that I'm using it a lot. I was gonna get a super light. Is there anything I should look at instead? I would watch like my top 5 mice for claw grip video from earlier this month. Do you like it? The XM2W 4K, of course. I mean, I would never main a mouse I don't like. That would be silly. I got a GPX2 and an Apex Pro TKL. Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried the newest Apex Pro, but I know they don't test as well as like some of the keyboards coming out of China, but it really doesn't matter. Pre-recorded. That's not the case. Did you move away from glass pads? Of course. Once I got done with those 2 weeks, it was like a 2-week prison stint. Once I'm able to use cloth pads, that's what it's all about. Why would anyone use sidebuns? I find that it hinders aim. Well, just try playing Fortnite without it, and its sidebuns are just much more optimal. How old are you? I'm 22, which in dog years, that's fucking quite old. Pulsar sending their second X2H to me due to sticky clicks. Funny but sad. You got a recent X2H with sticky clicks? That's kind of crazy. Did you get it on like one of the sales on like Amazon or something? Brother got the Unk status? Yeah, it's kind of bad. Once you're past 21, it's like, God, you're fucking old. You look 30 and this is pre-recorded. Well, I mean, it can't be if I'm reading this comment. First, Hyperion thoughts? It's a strange pad because I think a lot of people, I've seen people talk about it, they just kind of don't know how to describe it. Because it's not a Saturn Pro, but it's like similar kind of. It has similar properties to pads like the Saturn Pro and the Zero, but there's just like a hint more of speed. Wait until 25, yeah, that's like when it's over. I mean, that's like you get people like Luigi when you turn 26. Damn, 2 people named Luca, spelled Luca, just commented back to back. That's very impressive to me. Skates for Beast X plus LGG Venus Pro. Maybe like Jades or Unusual Way Esports, like full-size skates. That's one option if you want to go the full-size status. I don't really know the best dots. Do you get stuff sent to you for free? Yes. And honestly, too much of it. If anybody is hearing this and sends me stuff, don't actually stop sending it. Is the Sayakib still the king or the Wooting 80? I talked about this. I don't think Sayakib was ever like wiping the floor with Wooting, but it's not so much better to the point like I don't want to touch my Wooting. It does feel a bit more responsive, but once you get adjusted to it, it's not really going to make any type of big difference. What AI do you use for your live streams? That would be crazy if I actually could set up an AI to answer all of these questions. Just like in the side, it could be like speaking sign language or just like writing closed captions for some of these. Probably like a year or two away. What about the WO mouse Ying? I don't know about it. I didn't know that was the name of the mouse as well, because the keyword's like the Ying 63, and people were like, what do you think about the Ying? And I was like, the keyboard doesn't matter. Just joined the stream. How's the Pulsar LGG pad? It's really high quality. It's just like a high quality, balanced cloth erring on the side of speed, I would say. Definitely, like it has a smooth, doesn't pick up a lot of texture, but if you really, like, can you hear the sound? It almost has like kind of a Cordura scraping effect sometimes if you press in a little bit. Somebody asked me about the WO mouse Ying. Yeah, I just don't know. I'd like to get one. Still maining 480 hertz OLED? I am. But I don't know. I don't regret anything about it. I'm happy I have the monitor. How's your DW series mice clicks? I got the FK2 DW and the clicks Creek. Mine are fine. They're definitely, when I first got it, I was like, these are kind of heavy and low quality. And then the more I clicked them, they kind of loosened up. And yeah, I don't have any issues with creaking or like wobble. How does this compare to Neptune Pro? Just a very different like type of surface and texture. The Neptune Pro definitely has more speed. But they might be like kind of close in terms of initial friction. It's the highest quality mouse for claw grip. Sorry for repeating the question. One of my favorites recently has been the XM2W 4K. And it's really not the most expensive mouse on the market. I don't know how it is like international availability wise, but I enjoy using it more than like the Maya X. Even like the GPX and Viper V3 Pro, like the XM2W just fucking fits in my hands. The side buttons are Kale 2.0s, and it's like a small touch that really increases the quality of the mouse. What mic are you using right now? The Electro Voice RE20. And it's connected to a cloud lifter that doesn't work. I realized this like a year ago. Like the cloud lifter isn't doing its job, but it's still like routing my mic to my preamp. It's weird. Okay, I mean this spam, it has to stop. This has to be a 5-minute timeout. What do you think of the ROG Harp Ace? It's all right. It's good for the price now that it's on these sales if you want like a larger mouse for a relaxed grip, but I've never been big on it. What color are your socks? They're white. I wear these socks from a company called... Fuck, what's it called? It's like for people with big feet, because while finding shoes isn't an issue, finding socks is an even lot bigger issue. I think the company's called Oddball. I'm wearing Oddball socks, white ones. Maya X or V3 Pro? Maya X is a better deal and it's lighter, but if that's not what you're looking for, potentially the Viper V3 Pro. Have you told your real name on stream? I mean, my real name, it's known. I don't go around telling people unless they ask. How tall are you? I'm like 6'1". I'm not 6'2". I'm above 6 feet. I don't know what the official ranking is. What are your feet measure? Okay, these questions are getting insane. Back to mice, but I'm size 15 US. What budget mouse should I get for 120 euros? Well, you didn't say budget mouse. I just created that word out of nowhere. 120, you have a lot of options. Like, do you want something for fingertip or claw? Do you like ambis or ergos? Do you want something small or large? Like, these are, with all of those factors, it's possible to be narrowed down. What is the point of dot skates, and are they better? The point really is the universality. Like, you can just put dots on pretty much any skate, presuming they aren't like too big for the cutout, which, I mean, what's a mouse where they would be? Like the GPX in some cases. And yeah, that's really the appeal. Universality, like if you want more control, you can put a few more dots, but I just don't enjoy them as much. They don't really create more issues than they solve, but they can create issues. How is that mouse, the L7? Mine is just, unfortunately, like the sensor just really feels off compared to other 3395s. And I don't know if you can see, but like there is side flexing. The clicks, they don't seem to be plagued by the side to side issues most mice have, but I think it's just like there's hot glue being used. I really haven't used this mouse a lot. There's a lot of room for post travel. It's just like, it's a budget offering. It's a $40, $50 Chinese budget offering. And it is a good shape and design for fingertip, but that's kind of where it ends, I feel. What is the best budget wireless mouse in your opinion? You've really got to define budget. I say VXE Mad R. It's the best recommendation. Boardsy, are the wired Pulsar mouse worth it? I think they're really bad. They're just not bad, but they're just so lazy. Not even offering 8K, but I understand since they have that detached USB C cable that it's harder to have like a high quality, high polling solution. But yeah, I don't know. What color is your shirt? It is blue. This is like it's a vintage Nick shirt back from when Adidas was still making NBA stuff. So I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff about dressing humbly in the Bible. I ascribe to that. What color are your door frames? They're this weird red color. I don't know why. How is the pad? Many people have asked. It's just good. It's a good, balanced control pad. I think it's Pulsar's best mouse pad, and the reason, they just asked Lethal Gaming to collab with them for a high-quality surface, and it's not really trying to reinvent the wheel. Boardsy creates the mouse collecting phenomenon. In some way, kind of, that has happened. You votes for Trump. Now, I voted for neither of the major parties. Let's put it that way. What did you eat today? It's a good question. 2 caffeine pills. Bro, nobody is asking these questions. Nice AI. People are. Do you like the Grimace Shake at McDonald's? I remember trying it. What was that, like 2 years ago? Okay, this guy's like schizoing out about this being pre-recorded. Like, it was funny at first, but it's becoming like somewhat concerning, I guess. Funny thing, everyone told me that pad sucks, but I actually really like it. The Hyperion, people said this sucked? Or are you talking about something else? Was I talking about another mouse pad? Can't believe you voted for Jill Stein. She wasn't even on the ballot in New York. Nobody else was on the ballot in New York. It was insane. I had to take matters into my own hands. Can you say OP1 best wired or wireless? I mean, I don't know what you think about wires. I don't think it's worth the 10-gram increase probably on such a small mouse to go wireless. But if you absolutely hate wires, then yeah, it's probably worth it. No, that pad? Yeah, why would people say it sucks? That doesn't make sense to me. It's like, maybe it's not the most innovative mouse pad. Sure, we could say this. But if you just want like a soft-based, like medium speed surface, it's fine. You guys don't ask, Borty uses a Model O wired off cam. Yeah, there are a lot of people, not really... I don't think that's prevalent, but there was some, like, I saw Reddit comments where people were like, Boardsy definitely uses these Chinese mice off cam, and that was when I noticed, like, wow, there are some people in this community who are just lost. Boardsy, do you ever recommend mice based on what games people play? For instance, I play Battlefield, mostly. See, the hard truth is, like, you can just use whatever for Battlefield, and most games. But really, I found, like, games like Battlefield and COD, these like target switching games, just like use what you're comfortable with. Like only like for Fortnite, some mice have like really bad side button implementation. So I'll be like, avoid these. S2 looking dusty? It's really not dusty. As we can see, is there any dust accumulation? I mean, some. There's also some moisture. But yeah, the XM2W has definitely been getting the bulk of my testing. I use palm grip. Should I get Maya X or Thorn? Probably the Thorn, honestly. Is the Sword X still a good option right now, or should I get something else? If you want a magnesium ergo, it's a good option. It was actually a really good price during the Black Friday sales. I think it was like 130. Heard the Tiger Ice V2 aren't good and are too thick. I honestly haven't tested Tiger Ice V2s. Like, I haven't tested many full-size skate options recently, but the ones I have tested are good. Controller player for Battlefield. Yeah, and any of these games that have these huge aim assist debates, it's like you're kind of just damned if you do, damned if you don't. You might as well just be using whatever you like. What are the best skates or dots for the GPX decks? Answer, it's pre-recorded. I'm Magic Ice Pilled. I put these on my decks and I was really enjoying it. I was thinking to myself, wow, the Dex is one of my favorite ergos. And it was only because of those skates. Is saying schizo an NY thing. I've never heard anyone else use it like you do. I feel like it's more of a common NY, or not NY, but online thing. But I guess like there's some rate of saying it here. I've been blessed by the gods got my ULX comp small and has perfect QC. Glad to hear it. Yeah, my retail unit also has perfect QC. I know some people are like, yeah, but it's still pre-checked, and I just can't win in that situation, so I'll just enjoy my good feeling unit. Did you see RJN's video on best mice for CS and Valorant? No, I actually didn't, because I saw it was like featuring somebody, so I figured it was just one of his friends or something, so I just didn't watch it. You know, me not watching a Rocket Jump Ninja video, that's a mistake. But I did... I'm not gonna like some of his videos. It was like, this is a tip for mice. Turn off anti-aliasing. I found that like insane. And then there was this monitor one. So yeah, RJ, he's just he's trying to get his performance better. I respect that. What brand is that water? I'm so glad you asked. It is Poland Spring. The best water in the fucking world. 100% natural spring water. Whoa. Wait, how do you say Starumida? With the 10, is that Australian dollars? 18 by 9. I want high surface area sides to help with ring and pinky accommodation room when clawing the mouse. Prefer mice that have meat on the back of the mouse as opposed to center hump. I mean, you might be looking at it. The XM2W 4K seems to hit your wants, and it just feels so good. Like the way the hump locks into my hand, and there's not like really as much surface area as you might want, like towards the front, but with low button height, like damn, it just feels so good. How do the Silver Fox feel on cloth? I hate them, honestly. Like, the only mouse I have them on is the Maya X, and I'm just like, I just don't get it. In general, like you can see they play in actuality very like scrapey and controlled. I much prefer the Magic Ice. Show us your plushes in the background. I mean, this one is one that I just got in Japan, and then this is a zebra, and then that is like a Christmas mouse that my mom got me like 4 years ago or something. Should I sell my house for the Model O wired? No, you should. I don't know. Selling your house for a mouse. That rhymes at least. Did you try the Attack Shark R6? No, people... Yeah, nobody's really talking. I think Attack Shark, they just need to change their name and their naming schemes, because to me it's just like, oh, another Attack Shark mouse. And maybe that's not the way I should think. Damn, back-to-back $5 donations. Calm down, guys. Thank you, thank you. Damien with the 5 full M3K video. Yeah, but it's not going to come like immediately. I'm going to have to actually do like a long-term, not long-term, but like put 2 weeks straight of use on it whenever the mouse market hits a lull of some kind. Because I just want to see if I can enjoy fingertip mice, but I doubt I ever will. Especially since I can't use them in Fortnite, which is really all that matters to me. But yeah, Geese Lewis with the $5 went from MX510 to the MX518 to GPX based. Almost used Logitech, only used Logitech for 20 years. What might be something I like? Probably just like, I mean, at that point, why change it? You could try the GPX Dex, like their recent Ergo shape. But I mean, at this point, you've been committed to this Logitech like situation for so long. You should just buy some of their stock and keep buying their products. When are you doing Christmas giveaways? When should I start those for the 12 days of Christmas? I was thinking like today or tomorrow. The day one is going to be my Zebra collab with Artisan. So there's going to be that. You got to stop spamming the Afghanistan question. I obviously don't live in Afghanistan. Can you use your ULX Small for Fortnite? I don't. I just prefer using the large. But back when the Starlight Small released, I did use that for Fortnite. And I like somehow managed to claw grip it. But I just don't. I didn't like it long term. What do you think about the Vaxi Sora actually on sites like Max Gaming, but not the Vaxi lineup? Because Vaxi, they told me when I first started reviewing their products, they're like, we only sell things through our official website for some reason. I don't know the reason. But yeah, with this collab with Ninjutsu, I think they're just experimenting. Is the Akitsu still good? I never really recommended it that much. But if you want like a ULX smaller alternative, it's not bad. The Batch 2 could be better. Yeah, it's like, is it even in stock constantly? Would you ever grow your beard out? I prefer like clean shaven with the mustache, but it's been like colder out, so you got to have some like tactical stubble, so to speak. I think Mad R is good for relaxed claw. My hand size is 18 cm. Yeah, it'll be fine. Lamzu Maya still good. Yep. Maya X, I mean, just depends on the size you prefer. You think Artisan Zero can still hold in 2025? Of course. I mean, there's nothing... I don't think I've ever tried, like, a control cloth pad and thought, like, wow, this is offering something way better than the Artisan Zero. And if that hasn't changed so far, I don't know why it would. Tips for getting good at static? It's all about your, like, VRT. If you're, like... 170 ms plus, you're just fucked. And if you're like 140 and you're not good at static, you're also fucked. So just get faster eyes, eat carrots, and move your mouse fast. That's really what it's all about. Moving your mouse fast. And with strength and, what's the word? Purpose. Can you describe the feeling of the new pels? I gotta do a review at some point. Mine is like so dirty now as well. I think it's a pad that gets dirty easily, but I've also just been like, I don't know, it's gotten its fair share of use. It's just kind of like a, not quieter, but smoother, less abrasive, more controlled, but very like stable feeling, equal X and Y, low initial friction. Like it's just a great hybrid pad. Hard to describe, though, since I don't have it on my desk. What's the improvement from the Wisel Cloud V2 compared to V1? I honestly don't even know. Probably something with the sensor, the weight, maybe. Should I buy Magic Ice Skates from AliExpress or somewhere else? I think that's where they're sold. Yo, thoughts and prayers with the 20 months of being based. That is crazy. It's almost 2 years. You should mod me so I can beat this Afghanistan spamming kid. There you go. Added as moderator. Standard or managing? I don't know what this means. Let's see. Standard, so to speak. But yeah, 20 members. See, that's what happens. If you're a member for 20 months, you become a moderator. Wait, are you modded? Did I accidentally mod somebody else? Don't mute me? Okay, well, don't spam, don't mute me. God, every question I'm seeing has Viper V3 in it because it's coming from, like, the same two people. Okay, okay, I gotta... Some of you guys are being used as examples, and I'm sorry about that, but it just has to happen for 5 minutes. I mean, God. Forgot to mention on my other question that I like to grip more towards the front of the mouse. Were you the specific, like, mouse question where I recommended the XM2W? You could try something from Zowie, maybe. I guess the S2 wouldn't be what you want. ZA13 probably wouldn't be either. Maybe the U2. Or just something from Vaxi. What happened to the Lamzu Peripheral? That's a really good question. Like, what did happen to that? I was getting... People were in my chat like, please review this, it's so important. And then, I don't think Lamzu has said anything about it. I certainly haven't heard anything about it. And it's just, it's like dead. I bought Mad Aren't. It's insane, not gonna lie. Glad to hear it. I mean, yeah, it is kind of crazy that for $50, you can get like a 40-gram Pulsar X2-ish shape that really holds up more or less to $100 mice. What mouse are you hyped for in 2025? The WL Mouse Ying, this one unreleased mouse I have that I can't speak on, and I don't know if anything else, actually. What are some unreleased mice, like, out there right now? Damn, this chat is, like, brutal. People are just, like, dropping like flies. Paro's sold out? Yeah, and I don't think they're, like, really making more. Have you seen the Magger 68HE? I have, and I have it. I just don't really love it. There's so many Hall effect boards that are really just the same tier of, like, performance and quality. So there's really no reason to use any one over the other until you get to the actual highest tier. So that's where the Magger falls for me, along with, like, some other ones. What was your Spotify rap top artist? That's a good question. It was Bob Dylan, followed by Blade, followed by J Electronica, followed by Kanye, followed by... I actually don't know who 5 was. It might have been, like, just... Because I don't actually use Spotify. I use YouTube Music. It was just, like, this random YouTube channel, which wasn't even a music channel. But it's a pretty based list. Bob Dylan and Blade? Yeah, I didn't even think it was an especially, like, high Blade year for me, but I guess Cold Visions, I listened to that a lot just throughout the year. But my top song, I had 1,200 minutes on one song. I was like... That just feels wrong. 18 hours of listening to the same song. Have you tried a Raven Mori when they were being produced? No, and some people, like, they wax poetic about that brand. Like, it was the best thing to ever happen to Mousepads. I just don't know. I kind of missed it, I guess. But, yeah. Yo, Bopsy. Any ECDW news? No, I actually don't know. I would guess that's going to be an early 2025 release. Does polling rate matter on keyboards? Not really, and especially, like, not Wooting, but most keyboards that advertise 8K polling and scan are just, like, lying about it. I got the L7 Ultra yesterday, 3950 version. I should probably just get that, because I think this 30, specifically this unit, I don't know about all the 3395 versions, but this, it's just no bueno. What's your opinion on the new Linkin Park? No thoughts at all, honestly. Guys, help. I don't hear anything in vids. That's probably... Well, probably can't hear this, but it's definitely not me. I mean, other people seem to be hearing this. Is that the XM2W wireless? Yes, it is. And it's been my main mouse since I got it, honestly. I'd say like 80% of my mouse time in the past week, at least, was put on this mouse. There's an updated Alien mouse from Gravistar. I don't know. That company, people were saying good things about that first mouse, and that really ruined the company for me. What keyboards are you cycling right now? Really just the HM80 and the Wooting ADHE. I'm just still switching between those. And not really using the WMouse Ying much. The Made 68 Ultra, one time it blue screened my PC, so I gave up on that keyboard. How many 360s can you spin your mouse? I mean, it depends on the pad. And see, the thing is, like, 360 spinning became a trend, and people would just put, like, 5 fucking sensor ring skates on and nothing else. So people have really taken all of the joy out of mouse spinning. But this is a very controlled pad, so only a few. I don't even know if I can use other mice with my hand. It fit the Atlantis Mini. I mean, if you find the perfect fit for you, might as well stick on it. Why am I emotionally attached to my Maya X? If you find a mouse good enough, that can happen. It's a known phenomenon. Have you tried pressing slowly on the VXC Mad R main buttons? They feel spongy/sticky. I believe that. I mean, I mostly had issues with the side buttons on that, I believe. First Gravistar mouse was awful, but it looked cool. New one still looks cool, but it doesn't suck. This time, okay. Maybe if they offer to send this one out, I will accept it. Do you have any recommendations for glass mouse skates? Not really. I just don't recommend glass skates as a material. I don't use them, so I recommend it. Do you take off the sensor ring when you use dots? Yeah, in like 90% of cases. See, like the question you're spamming, Maya X 4 Viper V3 Pro. I presume you mean or, but if you're going to spam it, you might as well get that right. Is it just me, or does mouse coding not really matter? I mean, what define not really matter? Some people, if they have a slippery coating, it just feels trash in their hands and you don't have a good grip of the mouse. That matters. And what determines that? The coating. Therefore, coating matters. Sound test the Ying 63 right now. Surely somebody's already done that. I mean, I don't even know when I'm going to cover the Ying. It will happen, though. Opinion on the MCHOS 15 Ultra? Is that even a thing? Thoughts on the HTS Ultra? That is a thing, but I don't have any thoughts on it. Yeah, I don't know. I should buy the HTX Mini, probably. L7 Pro. I downloaded that firmware and applied it. I mean, Maya X, it's a better price and it's lighter than the Viper V3 Pro. That's really the difference. And it's also a bit more GPX-like in shape as opposed to, like, long. Is there a difference between 3395 and 3950? If you use, like, a well-implemented 3950, you're not really going to notice any, like, real-world differences, but the 3950 is just a more recent sensor. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried... Have I tried a mouse with, like, the Realtek chip that has felt really good? I can't remember. Is there any shape that's like the OP1 but slightly bigger? I hear that's what the WMouse Ying is going to be, but I don't know. Have you reviewed the X1 Ultimate? No. I considered ordering on AliExpress during, like, the 11/11 sales, which I guess was a month ago, and I didn't, so probably should have. What are those skates with that you're using on the XM2W? The Magic Ice skates from Unusual Way Esports. They're just high quality, full size PTFE skates. You tried it with a man. Wait, what is that question saying? No, I guess would be the answer. The old XComp 3395 feels better than any 3950 I've used somehow. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it feels better than everyone, but yeah, it does feel at least up to par. Same thing with, like, Endgame Gear's wireless implementation. Like, it's funny because, like, wireless implementations, click debouncing algorithms, like, these are pretty complex things, but they've managed to become so, like, simple in the eyes of the mouse scene. It's like, oh, yes, 3950 better. Oh, lower click latency. Like, this is the most important stat. It's something I've noticed. Mouse skates tier list. I really have no reason that video hasn't come out already, aside from sheer laziness. Yeah, let's say this week. That will come out this week. Yeah, I agree. Magic Ice skates are cool. I have a huge pile of them. People who run the company are cool too. Yeah, I agree. The main guy seems to have, like, a lot of history in the industry, But there are other skates I really didn't like, to be completely honest, like the Black Fox or whatever. Those are just like Zowie stock skates, which I don't think people really want aftermarket. But if you do, there you have an option. How much did you spend on your entire mouse collection? I don't know. It's a good question, but it just gets like so muddied because there's so much stuff that's sent out. Do I count that value? I didn't spend the money, but it still has value, and so forth. You can make a 2024 palm grip mouse tier list. Did many? I guess a few palm. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. A few like really good palm shapes released this year. Are gaming sleeves the fedora of the gaming world? Maybe. I don't know about sleeves. Like, I really... It's not even like I just don't want to put one on. I just don't enjoy it. There's something wrong about it. Like, nothing in my life has ever required a sleeve. Why should gaming? You still think Skyrock's V8 is the best gaming? I don't think I ever thought it was the best gaming mouse. I thought it was like one of the best $70 mice, and I still think it's in that category along with the Skyrock's V6. Would you use BTL skates or Magic Ice? I mean, Magic Ice, but that could be recency bias. Like if I had a pair of BTL skates on this mouse, I'd probably be recommending those. To be completely honest, I transformed into one of the mice that's being what though? It's just a bizarre. It's a bizarre statement. I like how that came like 5 seconds after you asked, did you like the Logitech G302 shape? What do you think? Okay, what is... I don't even know what Dark Project is. But why would you sacrifice 5 minutes to get that question across? How's your ULX comp? It's really... Like, I don't want to jinx it, but it's just pretty much perfect. I don't love the feeling of the coating and just like the mouse in hand. It does have like a... Not second rate, but I just prefer the feeling of a plastic mouse with like a nice rubberized coating. But that's really only when the heat's on in my room. Should I buy the VXE Mat R? Is it a good mouse? Yeah, whatever people are like, yeah, you should buy it. If Vaxi E1 and Feynman are the same price, which one will you pick? I'd still prefer the E1, but if you have smaller hands and you want a magnesium lighter mouse, then go for the Feynman. But it's really just, they're such different mice. Can you clone Ergo Mouse? Of course. Is grip tape swag? I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. Is there any real difference between the R1 Pro and the Mat R? I mean, yeah, they're just different mice. Like different weights. It's just a newer mouse. What do you mean by real world differences? Like, are you going to go from a bad player to a good player with one? Obviously not. WL mouse or Final mouse? I prefer using my ULX, but just buying outright, like, probably WL mouse is a better buy. Do you think the Earth is flat? No, I remain unconvinced. And it feels like, do people, like, really seriously argue that? It doesn't. It seems like it's kind of fallen out of favor. Feels like comp is what ULX Batch 1 was supposed to be. Glad it's better now. And yeah, this has happened with the Starlight as well, where like if you compare the 10's Starlight to like the legendary Mice of the Gods, a big difference. How are you liking the switches and clicks on the ULX? They're good. I don't have any grind. Like it's just a light, fast, good feeling. Mechanical switches. What's not to love? But yeah, the grind prevention's actually kind of crazy. We need more Japanese mice? I don't know why Japanese aren't really producing mice. Would you think a glass pad is worth it for Valorant if you put the aim training? I just don't... I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not like a Valorant main though. But I don't know... Like, I know a few like big names in Valorant use glass pads and a few like Japanese pros, but like, just use a cloth pad. Really... The only reason I would use a glass pad is if, like, I wanted something to last for years. But if you don't, then, like, just use a cloth pad. Do you have uneven gaps on your ULX comp? The only thing I have is, like, you can see, like, some slight... Can you even see slight unevenness, like, with this gap? Where it's, like, raised a little bit? Yeah, that's all it would be, though. Got a bit of wiggle on my M1 on my ULX comp. Yeah, it's just... It's nothing, well, at least in my copy's case, it was nothing compared to my pre-release unit. So using the GSRC Rouge 2 in some of your videos, do you think it's worthwhile upgrade? Probably if you've had your GSRSE for like a long time, but I just like the size of it. And it just finally feels like solid for me. One thing for sure, $500 limited glass pads with anime girls from resellers aren't worth it. Oh yeah, I think, speak of the devil, I think I got the Glassworks Hana. Some box arrived that seemed like a glass mouse pad, so I'm gonna guess that's what it was, but I just didn't open it. I should open it at some point though. Play Valorant a lot, and I use claw grip. Is there any budget recommendation? Yeah, I mean the VXE Mad R, really my recommendation. Death Adder V3 wired if you want like some type of an ergo. But yeah, honestly, with budget mice, if you didn't get one on Black Friday, you were just lacking. Like, there were so many deals. There was too many. More than the mind can even conceive. Okay, I'm going to give up. See, it's crazy that I see that question. I don't see the other one. Let me scroll up. WMS Beast X for €95. That's fine. It'll be fine. It's a good deal. The Beast glass pad not excluded from the trasher. I mean, I don't really like the Beast like to actually use. It's just conceptually it's good and it's high quality. It's too fast, honestly. It's just too slippery feeling. Is motion sync bad on the 3395 because it's soft? I mean, motion sync in any instance is going to add some type of latency. I just use it off across the board now. Like, even if it's hardware based, it's still going to add the tiny bit of latency. But yeah, when I saw like Zaunkunig be like, motion sync doesn't matter, all it does is make graphs look nicer, I was like, this is base, I'm just gonna not use it. You said some of the pieces on the Orbital Pathfinder were really flat. Should I just get the Pathfinder if I want the flattest side? There are definitely flatter mice. Like, even the Mad R is like a very flat mouse. The fucking L7 Pro. These feel in hand just like super flat sides. But yeah, X2 Mini, not bad. What does motion sync even do? All it does is make graphs look nicer. That's what I'm going to say from now on. I love you, Borsey. I appreciate the support. Mecha Barai. Lamzu Thorn still a buy in 2024. If you want like a relaxed shape, definitely in the like something to be considered. Same thing with the Pulsar X3 though. Should I get a Key 83 mid, soft, or X-Soft? I'd prefer soft, but yeah, I mean, if you don't know, if you haven't tried an Artisan, soft is probably the best. ULX Comp top 3 mouse of the year? I don't know. Top 3 mouse of the year. Probably not. It's definitely like a top 3 lightweight mouse overall, though, I'd say. Do you like Hammerhead Sharks? Not really. I'm like impartial to them, I guess. I remember at the New York Aquarium, I saw a lot of sharks. I don't think I saw any hammerheads. I answered your X2 question, so stop spamming that, please, or the flat sides one. Please recommend a very small and light ambi for hard claw grip. Small and light ambi. Just too many options. I mean, like, Hitscan Hyperlight, ATK F1 Extreme, Sora V2. So many more mice in that size range. Doesn't the ROM ES21 come with magic? Maybe. If they did, it would be like the best thing about that mouse. Do you think something like the Beast Glass could be good if they made it slower? I mean, I think the SkyPad 4.0 is it's just a fine glass surface. So I guess it is a little bit, it's just different from the Beast in general, but I think the Beast is for people who want like that fastest speed experience. Is Neptune Pro faster than a Raiden? Nah. I find, like, the Neptune Pro has somewhat high static friction. Will they ever add AI to mouse software to help you aim for head? I bet some company will wind up doing something like that. That used to be the appeal of, like, bloody mice, right? Mustache oil product line coming out in 2025. Yeah, I remember Bad Seed Tech made some beard oil, so I may have to capitalize. May have to. Put the seal of approval on it? Wait, this is kind of an idea. How hard does streaming hit you mentally? Reading all these questions. More, like, my mouth is really dry right now, because I think I'm not drinking enough water. So that's really the main thing I noticed. Answering the questions, it's just like, you read one, you don't have time to think, you're on to the next one. Yeah, I'm preserving my energy to pick up a Christmas tree later. Does the current state of the mouse market suggest a diminishing returns plateau? And what does that mean for consumers? I mean, this is like an essay question, but yeah, the first question, yeah, there's probably some type of diminishing returns, but at the same time, no matter how hard those returns diminish, I'm still going to want to use the best of the best. Same thing can be said with monitors. Yeah, like the fact you can get a Mad R for $50. Pretty crazy. What do you think about the shape of the Trust Puck wireless? What does that even mean? I don't know. No thoughts. Have you tried the Aria 2? Thoughts? I don't love it. Like, I have it. It's not bad if you want an egg mouse. I just don't like it. Like, it's not in my top 20 mice, let's say. That would be a fun, like, video. Like, top 30 mice. Nobody's ever done something like that. What's the best pad for Fortnite? I don't know. I've really been enjoying the Pels recently. But that's similar, like, in theory to the Hia and just, like, any high-quality hybrid pad. But also, the Zero. It's loved. Many Fortnite pros have switched to the Zero. Did Bro really drink 3 bottles in the background? Well, see, these are all filled with varying amounts of water. American top 40 mice. Did I say that? Did I say the word American? Back in the day, I remember that paying $50 for a mouse was a lot of money, but I am old. It's like, I remember my dad used to tell me he would go out and see the movies with like $1 in his pocket. I'm like, well, it's not the world we're in anymore. No, just a joke. Well, with the quotes, I was like, did I say this? Can you recommend any mousepad for budget? Like, if you're in America, just go to Lethal Gaming Gear's website and you'll be able to find something like under $20. And I don't think you can find anything better than that. Max Gaming if you're in EU. Anywhere else in the world, I don't really know. Like, it's a really unfortunate thing. Like, I don't know the best mouse pad to get if you're in North Africa. Or South, for that matter. Is there anybody from South Africa in here? What's the South African retailer? Cheapest mouse under 40, G33. I mean, VXE Mad R. I feel like some people are saying these questions to get me to say the Mad R. God, VXE should be paying me. It's like the only budget mouse I recommend. Death Adder V3 wired, Viper V2 Pro. What shape do you want? I'm from India. Glad to have some Indian support. I mean, yeah, I don't know budget mousepads in India, sadly. You gotta rely on Indian reviewers who I'm sure exist in some capacity. What do you prefer? Donuts, dots, full-size skates, what brand? For full-size, probably Magic Ice. For dots and donuts, I really like X-Ray Pad Jades. And Obsidian Airs, the purple ones, are also very good. Is the Superlight Dex worth it? It's a very good ergo, but it's $160 is a lot of money for it. I feel like it's just a high ask. But it is very high quality. Feels great. K83 mid stick well to your desk. I only have like a pre-production sample, which is like still everything is up to spec aside from the logo. But yeah, I didn't have issues with it sticking. People do have issues with Artisan mid. You don't count Skyrox as a budget option? I do. But plenty of people don't because people think like $70 is not budget, but $50 is. I don't know. I just try to go along with what people consider budget. Mcho's A7 review soon. I don't know. As I check the firmware on the Mcho's English site, it is not the latest. Well, I got it from like mydong.cn or something, right? Well, if they're fucking hiding the firmware that fixes the issue, I just, once again, I don't care. I should just get the 3950 version. And like, what about the average? Is the average person buying a fucking Mcho's mouse gonna be able to locate the right firmware on the Chinese website? This is questionable. And has everybody who's covered it mentioned that they upgraded the firmware? I also did not notice this. Would you say that you play at the same level when using ambient ergo mice? I'm thinking of switching to an ergo. Yeah, more or less. Like with ergos, you're going to get more palm contact, so it's going to feel like it's just a different experience of holding a mouse. But yeah, everything really winds up being the same for me. The latest firmware is available on the WebDriver. I did get it from the WebDriver. I just don't care. Like, can I just break this mouse? There we go. Now I'm going to get the MCHO's L7 Ultra. Why the fuck did I just do that? Would you recommend getting any ATK mice? The only one I like is the ATK F1 Extreme. Like, of all the ATK mice that I've tested, that's the only one I've actually, like, really liked. Okay, I think he was just annoying me, telling me, like, oh, I don't have the right firmware. I do have the right firmware. Now nobody has any firmware. That is true quality right there. Minus 5 grams. True. It's a mod for the shape. Would you recommend the Sora V2? Not really. I swear it's like spinning worse. Does the Omron Optical double click? No, Omron Opticals won't. Top 3 mice for claw under 50G. I can't do this right now. I'm gonna fucking break another mouse. Do the peripheral review of the Shanghai major teams like you did with Valorant? I will. I just didn't even know it was going on. How do you keep your setup so clean? I'm talking about dusty. I don't. It's just the illusion of like all like. I just literally what I do is like I pour a bit of water here. I wipe it up, and that looks like there's no dust. But if you go like far back on the desk, you'll find some. Boardsy is having a stubby moment. Yeah, I just stubbed my mouse. I like how that's a phrase. Donk uses a GPX and QCK. The end. Yeah, every time I see something about Donk, it's like it's not about his stats anymore. Yeah, a lot of with Mousepads, it's just you gotta use something that's gonna track your mouse well. Why do you hate under $50 mice? I don't. There are these questions that are like, oh, list like 5 mice under $50, 40 grams for claw grip, available in Southeast Asia, and it's just like, okay, this is too much. Donk Giga Chad. Yeah, that's like most of the memes that I see about Donk. When you realize that being good at games is more than just the peripherals you use, I feel like most people realize this. Are you watching Cooking with Kaya? I've not ever. I saw like a picture of her on Twitter, but I don't know who it is. Yo, thoughts and prayers with the $50. Thank you very much. I crush an ATKF1. Sometimes you just gotta break a mouse. That's how it is. You understand it. And yeah, that might pay for the MCHO's L7 Ultra. So there we go. But yeah, the MCHO's review has been put on an indefinite hiatus. How cracked are you on FPS games? I just play Fortnite. I'm actually, hold on, let's pull this up. I was top 10 on Fortnite OG wins in the world. Somehow. I don't even know if this is real. Oh shit, I'm not top 10 anymore. I'm down to 15. But I don't know. I was playing Fortnite yesterday. I was like, wait, am I 11 years old? Like, I was just moving crazy. So I feel like I'm good at the game. Are you a good cook? Yes or no? Probably not as good as I should be. So I come from a lineage of great cooks. Oh wait, nobody can even see the screen. Wait, nobody can still see. Oh, because I don't have the display capture on. Look at this. YouTube Boardsy. 15th place in OG wins. I need a hobby. Show us some Fortnite gameplay? Okay. Let's find a clip. I was thinking about like streaming Fortnite OG, but every time I think that I just never wind up doing it. Could go pro in Fortnite OG. Yeah, once ranked comes out, once a cup comes out. Okay, I'm trying to find a clip. This one is called GOTY. Stream boards. Y'all watch? People say they'll watch. Do you ever play Apex? No, I don't. Do you think Ponage is good? I think they have some good products, but I don't think they're like a top mouse brand. There is an OG Cup today? Really? What time? Hopefully it's not like in 2 hours. Thoughts on the Attack Shark X11? I don't think I have any thoughts on that. Do you play Marvel Rivals? No, not at all. I don't know why I didn't, really. Okay, wait. I found a Fortnite clip. Okay, guys. Wait, where is it? Okay, be honest. Pretend you are like how old do I look? Based on this Fortnite gameplay, how old do I look? I feel like I look like I might be like 12 years old in this clip. With the double pump as well. Like, oh my god. I'm fucking That's crazy. 29? No way. Did you release the top 5 small mouse video? I did not yet. Now it looks like 22. Yeah, I'm too old. 54. I got $150 from FTC versus Epic Games. What mouse do I add to the collection? That's a good way to get a mouse budget. 150. You could like spend that all, or you could just spend a little. Back on the HM80, that was with, I don't know, it was with my secret mouse. So that was all the mouse. None of it was the keyboard. But I think that was with looting. OG Cup is in 1 hour, NA Central? Oh yeah, I don't play Central. I fucking boycott. I stopped playing with my duo because I refuse to play on Central servers. That's how serious I am about my low ping. Stop spamming your hand sizes. Just search it up. Well, see, I don't prefer like the full hand sizes, but I prefer like knowing what range they're in. Which I guess, you could just say large, small, so forth. You will live up to 212 years old. That's not bad. It's a good lifespan. Any chance you're going to review the AIM 1 Shigure? Japanese mouse? What? That's crazy. I didn't know there was a Japanese mouse. YouTube on in-game name plus 100% skill? Yeah. Gotta have the YouTube. And honestly, I get a lot of, not a lot, but I get a good amount of comments and DMs. From people. Some guy was like, I'm going to stop subscribing to you because of how hard you're trying in a ranked game. And what can I say to that? Saturn Pro in 2024. It's fine. It's not something I'm using on a day-to-day basis. Really, like, there's so many similar pads to it, like control, pour on base, like high quality, that it doesn't really stand out, but it's fine. Elecom is a Japanese mouse company? Yeah, I met them at whatever it was, Jibaza that I went to. But I don't think they actually like produced any product. Did you watch the CS2 Major? No. But I heard it was happening. So I may do a recap. Who's going to win? Does anybody use interesting peripherals in CS? Best skates for artists in zero mid. I know you can't answer this as a little reviewer. What? I don't even know what that means. Best skates for zero mid. I mean, X-ray pad Jades, Magic Ices. I prefer just a nice smooth PTFE feeling. I have like 5 to 6 Elecom mice. Maybe I'm just missing them. Which esports scene are you following? Really just Fortnite. And I wouldn't consider myself like a devout follower either. Elige? Oh, Elige won? Wait, no way he won. Somebody just commented Elige. No one plays CS2 nowadays? I don't know if that's true, but it feels like I don't hear about it as much. Spirit 1, Donk is the GOAT? Oh shit, Donk is the GOAT. Okay, then I'll be pushing some GPX propaganda. No way he won't. Well, yeah, because I saw this like tweet of him saying like, sorry, I wasn't like good enough or something. Like, this whole like rant, or not rant, but like explanation or apology, whatever. How come you don't play R6? It just seems like such a boring, slow, dead game. Like I would play 1,000 hours of Valorant for every 10 hours of Rainbow Six Siege that I'd be willing to play, just to put it into perspective. Do you think the Ponage Trinity CF is worth buying? I don't have it, so I can't really tell you. It could be good. You can play R6 like COD these days? Even so, COD. Still want to play that. I heard COD was better, though, because of some update, but that's always what happens. Let's see. See, a good thing about this build quality is that everything's staying in the mouse. Discord is saying we need a motion sync video? Okay, maybe I could do an interview with a firmware engineer or something, or just maybe the founder of Zaunkönig. He could give his thoughts. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because if I don't, fucking Rocket Jump Ninja is going to do it. I got beat him to the punch. What the fuck happened to the M-Chos? Some guy was just telling me, he's like, oh, you're on the wrong firmware. Oh, you're on the right firmware. And the mouse was giving me sensor issues, so I just took matters into my own hands. And it won't be giving me any more sensor issues. Hi, Boardsy. I'm kind of new to Final Mouse. I'm wondering if newer batches get progressively better. Should I wait for? I would recommend if you didn't already get one from a drop, yeah, wait for the next batch. Yeah, thank you for the another $10. Thoughts and prayers. It's 2024. Who cares about motion sync? People still care, man. People still care. And honestly, I just think about how many gunfights they're dying in because they have it on and they have so much more latency. It's kind of sickening. Is Strider good for Fortnite, or do you recommend something else? $22? I mean, that's fine. It's a nice, like, heavily textured hybrid pad. It'll last you some good amount of time. Motion sync is so ass, yeah, just mouse ruining. Are you gonna try Fortnite Ballistic? Yeah, I tried 2 games, and it just seemed too easy. Like, people aren't, like, really playing it. It's just like 10-year-old Fortnite kids who just don't know what they're doing. I don't care to play enough to get into high elo to play a worse version of Valorant or just any TAC FPS. It's crazy. RJN said MS difference in performance doesn't matter. Is that base? Well, RJN, he's kind of like, he used to be like, oh, you can't notice high polling, nothing matters. But I think he's kind of gone on this like arc of, oh wait, I've been playing with like really shit performance settings for the past like decade or whatever. So now he's like becoming based, but it's a process. Boardsy, if possible, can I see the shell flex of your current EOLX comp? There's like nothing side to side structurally that I am concerned about. If I put both hands as much pressure as I put into the M-Chose L7, maybe there would be something, but yeah, it's fine. There is like, I don't know if you're talking about this shell flex for all of the people who like aggressively place your palm in this area. Low polling, like 125 hertz to save energy? Yeah, I don't understand why so many of the high polling rate haters don't use like 250 hertz. Like, at what point can you notice polling rate? Does 500 hertz to 1000, is this a big difference? Or is it only 1K plus that is not noticeable? What is the Final Mouse warranty period? I believe 2 years. But I think, like, if you email them... No, I don't think they'd do anything if you had an issue with, like, a UL2. Mice are boring now. High-res / refresh OLED monitors are the new wave. Even those are pretty boring because they just all stem from, like, the same panel. Is Skyrock's V6 basically a G Pro Mini? Not quite. It's really just like a Hot ES clone. Yeah, you got a Zowie 4K receiver. Yeah, I still haven't gotten one for my U2. I don't know what's going on with that. 8K is not useless, lol. I mean, 8K is unusable in Fortnite, so it is useless for me. Are you going to review the Ponage Trinity carbon fiber? And if you... Yes, I will review it. Don't worry, but I don't have it yet, so I don't know when it will come. Yo, Mike Alofonso with the 10 euros. Hello, I'm between these 3 keyboards. Sayakeep HM80, Wooting ADHE, or Tiger Light. You said 3. I don't know what the Tiger Light is, honestly. I've heard of it, but I haven't tested it. Between the HM80 and the Wooting, it's really tough because, like, technically HM80 it does feel a bit more responsive. I don't think it's as high quality. I don't think, like, the warranty is as good. So if that's something to consider, Wooting does have, like, the best warranty. And probably long-term, you'll just be the same performance-wise. So, I don't know. I do want to give you an answer. If I had to use one for the rest of my life, it would be the ADHE, probably. Thoughts on the new Fortnite movement? Like, the new movement mechanics they added for Chapter 6? I think they were kind of just like, they had to add something. They had to spice it up. But some of it's weird. I do kind of like when I'll, like, bounce off a wall and it just feels very natural and I outplay somebody, but that probably doesn't happen as much as the, like, annoying weird things that come out of the new movement. How did you solve your side flex on the Gengar V3? It just went away after I kept using it. I don't know how. That's really all I can say. Just keep using it. Keep putting on the hours. Is the M-Chose L7 worse than the Mad Art? My unit, experience-wise, I didn't find it to be much better, but shape-wise, can't see the shape quite as well as you once could, but it's just like a mini X2 mini. So if you want like a small mouse for fingertip or like really small hand claw, it'll probably be fine, but I just can't speak to the long-term like quality or the sensor experience. Oh no, I ruined the clicks. That's the saddest part about all of this. No, I really can't use it. Best price performance mouse for Fortnite? I don't know. I don't know what the best price to performance ratio is. Like, I guess the OP18K maybe? Death Adder V3 wired, if you don't want wireless. Tiger Light Gaming literally a 0 dead zones, 0.16 latency. What about the Venom? Does like the Venom go in that? Kind of like stopped caring about keyboards again. I cared for like a week or two and then I stopped. Just ordered a Hitscan Hyperlight. How is the coating compared to a Viper V3 Pro? Pretty similar. Like, they're not identical, but it's a rubberized, like, grippy coating. You won't have an issue adjusting. It's not like it's a chalky textured coating, let's say. Zikti, or however you say it, with the 20... I never get this currency down, but 20 of them. Is that a bot? I don't know. How's the Fnatic Maya? It's still holding up. I should put some better skates on it and like give it some more time. It's not too light for me, but I don't notice really any positive between like, God, I gotta reword this. I don't notice the 45 gram weight being any better for me personally than the 60 gram XM2W 4K. Those are rupees. Shout out to the rupee. Thank you, 20 of them. Can you please tell me what is the best mouse for $25 for relaxed claw grip? I don't think there's a good mouse for $25, but maybe the like R1 special edition, the VXE R1 SE, or just the standard R1. But $25, you're not going to get a good mouse for $25. XM2WE, well, there's no E, but yes, the XM2W 4K is based. Probably my favorite mouse on the market at the moment. Does the Maya X fill your palm like the GPX does? It doesn't feel as rounded, but like there is going to be presence in your palm, yes, in like a similar area. Stop coping. $20, $25 is low-key fire. You just pay for branding. Yes, this is Reddit sentiment. Are the clicks on the OP1 8K heavy? Not at all. Endgame took that heavy click criticism to heart, and they just have like their Kale GX implementation is beautiful in my opinion. I do have like some like weird post-travel creaking only when I press like down here, which not many people press in, but sometimes when I'm like playing Kovacs, I will press in this area. Does the XM2W 4K feel dense compared to Viper V3? Not really. I think a lot of the way weight is going to feel like when you actually move it around, a lot of that's based on palm contact and like how locked in you are, and the XM2W 4K, it just like kind of makes up for the weight increase. Stream froze? Did it? Doesn't look like it has. I need to decide between Maya and XM2W 4K. What would you... I mean, personally, I enjoy the XM2W more, but I don't know how much you value weight or if you're going to find this shape better. But yeah, I mean, you can see the profile differences. XM2 is much lower in the front. Think XM2W is too large for 18 by 9 hands? It might feel a bit too large, but it also might work. Very good answer. Recommended fingertip grip mouse? Yeah, whenever people ask that, I don't really have one. I think something like the Hitscan Hyperlight isn't bad. But yeah, most of my recommendations are kind of expensive for fingertip. What mouse are you using right now? The Pulsar X Lethal Gaming Gear Hyperion. How do the stock OP1 8K skates feel? I don't like Endgame Gear stock skates. Yeah. I would recommend some aftermarket options. Already have the XM2E. I don't think I need to buy the XM2W 4K. I mean, it's a much better, newer mouse, but it'll be around forever, so there's no fear of missing out. Who does the best skates right now? I don't think there's like an objective answer. It depends what you're looking for, of course. Like some people have like the same type of brain rot that like glass pad users do, and they want like infinite durability skates, and I guess that would be TJ exclusives. So to buy ADHD, not to buy HM80, which performs better and which is the better for typing. HM80 does have like better, like a technically newer chip and better responsiveness, but like when I use my booting for a few days, I don't feel like I'm missing anything, if that makes sense. And better for typing, I don't like. I think the HM80 is probably better than the stock Wooting case. Is the M7 shape a direct clone to the U2? No, it's slightly larger, which I think is nice because if it was a direct clone, that would just be like more China clones. Dharma M5 is a decent fingertip mouse. I don't think there's ever been a Dharma mouse that I actually liked. That was how it was with ATK for a while, and they impressed me, so. What do you think about the ATK F1 Extreme? It's a really good mouse for the price. Probably, like, I can't think of another sub 40 gram mouse that actually feels like as good for the price. Vaxi Sora, have you used it since review? Yeah, but it's just, it really loses out to the XM2W4K on shape. Like, if I wanted a smaller XM1, then maybe I'd go for it, but I don't. So, you know, it's a similar weight. I was using it also to compare it with the OP1 4K. And once again, I do think the larger mouse is a bit better for me. So that's usually just my conclusion. If I'm comparing two mice, one of them's larger and fits in my hand better, probably going to like it. ATK F1 Extreme is 35 grams and 8K for only 70 right now. Is it 70? It was when I bought it. When I bought it, it was 90 after tax. But yeah, I don't know. Sora Vaxi goes crazy. Stock skates the stock skates are bad. I haven't changed it. I should change them out, but I just don't want to put dot skates. This is my dilemma. Maybe I will put dots though. Is the Rock Talon Arrow good? I don't think so. It's like that. Isn't Rock like that Filipino company? People used to beg me to review them. Then like they kind of fell off for a few years or something. I don't know. Took your advice and got a 0 and a Hien. Can't decide which I like more, but thank you. Glad to hear. Yeah, I mean, that is really the best advice I have to offer. Just 2 artisan pads, and that's it. Is Vaxi Sora better than the Sora V2? For my preferences, yeah, but a lot of people with the Sora V2, like I just imagine a person like with a Skypad, a Sora V2, an arm sleeve, and very thin wrists, and they're just like, that's the Sora V2 user. Meanwhile, the Vaxi Sora user, they're using like a QCK or something. How I know the mousepad... What the fuck? What does this say? How I know that the mousepad good white arm sleeves. I guess you're trying to say width. I don't know why. The grammar just really threw me off there. Why not dot skates on it? Because when I put dot skates on my Vaxi E1, I just felt like it just like lessened the integrity of it being a Vaxi mouse. So I just want some aftermarket skates. That doesn't make sense. I don't expect anybody to understand what I mean by that, but yeah, I just don't want to put dots on it. ATK is Christmas sale, so you pay $22 less. Oh, nice. Very nice. Are PTFE skates the best? In my opinion, yeah. After lots of testing every material the market has to offer, just full-size PTFE skates are what I come back to and love. Updated mouse skate tier list dropping this week, or I am a dead man. We can put it that way. Which mouse are you suggesting me to buy? I have big hands. Viper V3 Pro is... Yeah, Viper V3 Pro is really... It's like a safe, good, top-tier option. But I like the XM2W 4K for claw with, like, larger hands. It's just been my favorite shape recently. I'm going to make a video in a few days on, like, my main mouse and mousepad combo going into 2025. And it will mention this mouse. Is U2DW worth getting for Christmas? Could very well be, if you want the U2DW. I don't know if it's like worth it over any other mouse in your situation, but it's a good Christmas gift. When's the next mousepad roundup? Yeah, I gotta put some more time on the Padsmith pads because I just get so many. That's the thing. Padsmith, Zowie, TJ exclusives, this Pulsar pad, the Pels. Like, there's just so many mouse pads. And there's probably some others I haven't reviewed. Is the Pero? No, you can't even like buy the Pero. And it's definitely not the best option. Well, I haven't tried it, so to me it's no option. Yeah, there's many. Slightly smaller Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed. I mean, that would be like a Pulsar X-Lite V4 Mini, I guess. It's the jump from 95% to 100% PTFE. I don't know which implementations you're working with, but yes. XM2W 4K good? Yeah, it's pretty much the best. Like, I have had no issues pop up with it. The biggest thing I did was change the skates, and it really made it feel better. Like, build quality is a tank. The click implementation's perfect. I don't have issues with the weight. Side buttons are great. Like, there's really just nothing to criticize. This mouse is just being like, the industry's trying to psyop you into not buying it because of the weight, but the weight doesn't fucking matter. So that's just take that for what it's worth. The skates are the Magic Ice from Unusual Way Esports. Does the Pel stick to your desk? Yeah, perfectly. Which mousepad do you recommend for someone who plays Fortnite, CS2, Valorant, Overwatch? All these games have different aiming styles. Is there an all-arounder? Yeah, the Artisan Zero is probably the all-arounder if you just had to get one. But there's plenty of other mousepads that will give you a similar experience. Found an insane deal. OGM Cloud 4K dongle for less than 60. Not a bad deal. I want to get that 20-gram mouse by G-Wolves. Yeah, that's very... like, nobody knows what G-Wolves is doing. Every few months, they'll just tweet out, like, new mouse coming, 12 gram, and we're just supposed to, like, wait for it to eventually come out. Do you have WL Mouse BeastX Max? Yes. There is a Boardsy collab version of that mouse. Is the Centauri AGAZ still a good mouse? I mean, that mouse released, like, what, 2-3 months ago? Yeah, it's still relevant. Extra HME, $70 on Amazon right now. It's been at that price. They're trying to, like, clear out stock, but yeah, if you want... like an aggressive claw shape, small hand, $70. It's not a bad deal, but you can get something better on AliExpress for cheaper. It was at like $48 after the Black Friday sale. That was kind of crazy. You think ULX Comp is really the fastest mouse or not? I mean, see, I feel like you've been infected by marketing. When you hear fastest mouse, like, what does that mean? Like, fastest click latency, fastest response time, like... you can move it around the fastest. I just realized my camera died. Because is it the objectively lowest click latency on the market for a wireless mouse? It's probably like within the top 3, but these are all like within microseconds of each other. It just doesn't matter. Like, the reason you buy the ULX should not be because of like perceived click latency. That's the way I would say it. Know something that's like a Haste 2, but with a bigger hump. Not exactly. Is anything from Razer worth a damn? I would say so. Definitely. I mean, just like plenty of their mice are. I don't know why I like blank there. V3 Pro, Death Adder V3 wired. Viper V2 Pro is even a pretty good price. Is Ponage still alive? They are. They're releasing 2 new mice in the upcoming months, I think. MJO's L7 thoughts. Earlier in the stream, mine had there was just an incident. We can put it that way. There was an incident. Is Viper V3 Pro better than the Sora V2? They're just such different sized mice and prices and weights. They couldn't be more different. But I would rather use the Viper V3 Pro, to put it that way. When is the next drop for the ULX comp? I don't know. I actually don't know. Have you tried the Gecko mousepad? I did. It just felt like such a lame, underwhelming pad. It was just like this OEM control surface with a dense, like, sticky base. It just did not move me at all. Ro plays chess too. I'm not much of a chess grinder, but I was locked in for the World Chess Championship. It's just such an event. I think this guy wants to know about the X-Ray Pad Control too. Yeah, and I saw the spam and I was like, I'm probably going to end stream in a few minutes, so I'm not going to time him out, but I also don't want to answer the question. What's the full skate equivalent to Jade Air Dots? Probably just Jade's standard. Do they make Jade Airs with full-size cutouts? Okay, now this guy is spamming the X-Ray Pad question. Favorite side buttons of all time? It would be... I really like some of Vaxi's implementations, or not Vaxi, fucking Zowie's implementations. Vaxi oftentimes is lackluster, but the XM2W 4K, these side buttons are great as well, because they use full-size mouse switches, which so many companies are scared of. because they want to have lighter weights, so they don't want to put a heavy side button switch in. But God, it really does make it feel more premium. Money's not an issue. Do you recommend Skyrox over Mad R? Probably. Depends like on shape more than anything, I guess. Mousepad roundup before the end of the year? Yeah, we can say that for sure. Something like that. Final 2024 Mousepad roundup. That sounds good. What do you think of, God, these Ponage Trinity questions? I don't know. I'll think about it when I get it. That's how I feel about most mice. Is adjustable sensor position the future? Probably not. I mean, it would help out in some instances where a mouse has a bad sensor position, but most people don't really care. Like, even most people who buy an adjustable sensor position mouse, they'll just, like, keep it stock, I think. How important do you find weight balance overall? Very important. Because even if a company gets it, like, well, it's very subjective and personal, I guess. Yo, thoughts and prayers with the $10 again. How are the scroll wheel encoders on your ULX unit? Seems like it's a hit or miss from everyone. I don't find it to be like really great or high quality. It's kind of like a ratchety sound, but it works for scroll wheel reset in Fortnite. What are like people having issues with though? But it has tournament scroll. Raiden or Zero for Fortnite? Probably the Zero. But you could definitely get adjusted to a Raiden. Like, the Raiden's not uncontrollably fast. Thoughts on Game of the Year? I don't care at all, but I thought Fortnite got robbed. Like, I don't know how Helldivers won some, like, game award over Fortnite. That just didn't even make sense. Did you receive Lamzutachi? No. Should I be playing Valorant / Counter-Strike with a glass mousepad, or does it really matter? I presume you're saying, should I not? I mean, just use whatever you're comfortable with. I wouldn't recommend a glass pad for those games. But yeah, I mean, sure, you can use it. You can probably be good with it. But there's a reason that in this CSGO tournament, this major, that not a single person is using a glass mouse pad. And that's got to make you wonder. That has got to make you wonder. No Valpro uses glass? People fact checked me on that. There's like a few Asian pros who use Pulsar Super Glides, and I guess Skypads, but that's really it. CSGO, though, like, no, that's not happening. Honestly, they should update Endgame Gear's scroll wheel, and they should get more shit for it. See, on the XM2W 4K, I actually find it, like, fine, and it has the best scroll wheel click I've ever felt. Like, listen to how loud this is. It doesn't even make sense. Louder than the fucking main clicks. But yeah, the OP1 8K had some shitty scroll wheels. Any thoughts on the W mouse Ying? Similar to many mice I don't have. I just don't have any thoughts. Glasspad for tactical games is horrible, zero stopping power. Whenever people say, like, Glasspads have more stopping power because you can actually control everything, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't have more stopping power. Like, if you can control the stopping on glass, you can control stopping on cloth. This is simple, folks. DFM, star player. I don't even know what that is. Is that even a team? Is ATK gear good? They're like hit or miss quality-wise, I feel. The F1 Extreme, I think, is very good. Are you playing Fortnite Ballistic? No, it's a lame mode. As I said, Fortnite doesn't even want that mode to be big. It's just kind of like, it's clunky trash. It's not the heart and soul of Fortnite. I've just been playing Fortnite OG pretty much since it dropped. Yo, Mike, I didn't even realize. Another €5. Holy shit. Which mouse to buy? Big hands. What are the top 5 mice for you? I made a video on this like earlier this month where it was like top 5 mice for claw. I would just write like my choices from those video. Like Viper V3 Pro, Maya X, Endgame Gear XM2W, Zowie's lineup, and what else did I put? Like ULX. I would say those are stuff to consider. But yeah, if you do have large hands, you also might consider some ergos. Do you still have issues with the Ebcho's L7, or is it safe to buy? I was never able to figure out. I did a firmware update from their WebDriver, and I still had the sensor issues, so I don't know if I didn't do the right firmware update. But earlier in the stream, I did just break the mouse. So if I really liked the mouse and thought it was good, I wouldn't have broken it. It does kind of feel like a silent mouse switch now. done like a DIY mod of sorts. Is the OP one that insane, or do people like the shape? People just like the low latency wireless. I don't think, it's like a very kind of awkward narrow shape. You think the mouse skin video will get 5K like? No, it died out hard. I don't know why, but it's okay. L7, board Z mod, exactly. I've been having the Zero and extra soft for half a year, but it feels ruined. Is it better with soft or mid? Yeah, probably better with soft. I don't know what you mean by ruined. It would be impossible to completely wear down the cloth in 6 months. So there's that much. The mouse breaking clip is pinned in Discord. I'm happy to hear that. Strongest mouse for friends with anger issues? Endgame Gear, Vaxi, Zowie, even Logitech. They make solid, like, strong mice. Are you going to CES this year? No, I'm not. Somebody even offered me a ticket for free, but I just don't know. Nothing ever really happens there for mice. I don't care for, like, the corporate networking. Yeah, that's really all it is. Can you please give an artisan website tutorial? I swear I did like 3 years ago, and there's this guy named Styler who has one. So just look it up on YouTube, artisan website tutorial. Well, you shouldn't need one, but they are there for you. What's your main keyboard and mouse for Fortnite? For the past week, I'll tell you my combo. It was the ADHE mostly. I was using the HM80 as well. But let's say Wooting ADHE, Laundapad Pels, and the Endgame Gear XM2W 4K. That just feels right. Feels right for me. I heard you. I did turn off game safe mode. I literally, any fucking mode in that software setting that could be toggled, it was. I didn't have a good experience. But somebody said the Ultra has a 3950. So I'll give that a try. But there was no circumstance where the L7 had a sensor implementation on the same level as the ULX comp or the XM2W 4K. And why would I use a 3395 that feels worse than the best of the best? Have you tried the Geonworks Raptor HE? No. I was going to get the Venom. Isn't that from them as well? Thoughts on the low taper fade meme? It's massive. I saw the merch. Okay, wow, really? Like the ATK? No, it's not. But also stop spamming. What was I was reading some question, but then I just banned that guy. Like, well, why would this happen? Oh my god, the ATK spammers. See, this is why I see why most reviewers don't even cover ATK products. It's becoming ever clear. Do you follow chess? If yes, what is your thoughts on the Gukesh Ding match? I mean, I'm not like a 2,000 plus elo goat, but I just thought it was a good match. It was much better than I thought. I don't think Ding threw it, but I can't believe he drew so many games that just seemed lost. So good for him. I wanted him to win because he's just like an interesting character. I mean, Gukesh, he's young and he's the world champion, so good for him. I swear you said ATK is a hit or a miss. Well, you got to understand, even if I say something, even if somebody was here while I said something, there's a maybe 25% chance they heard it. It has a horrible white spot. I mean, that's because of dead skin. It's not the longevity. I think any cloth surface, if you're like putting that much time on it and you like have dead skin and like sweat getting on it, it's going to be affected. Been afraid to upgrade from Windows 10 to 11? Yeah, I don't know, like, was Rocky Jump Ninja fear-mongering Windows 11 in his last video? There's nothing wrong with it, I feel. But I don't know, I'm not on. There are people with lower system latency than me. On fucking any Windows version. Is it possible to fingertip the Mad R 17 by 10 hand size? Yeah, sure. Probably. Even you might want to go for something a bit more narrow, because the Mad R is like kind of awkwardly, it's just like wide and flat, so it just feels odd. AMD CPUs had that Windows 11. I have an AMD CPU. I don't know what's going on, but my games feel fine. My system feels fine. Played with Aqua Control for 3+ years. I want something a bit faster. I mean, you deserve, it's like you just went to school. Like, that's college enrollment. You deserve and Hien as your graduation gift. So I was eyeing the L7 Pro, but the sensor issues are scaring me. I mean, even if there is supposedly some magic hidden firmware that fixes the sensor issues, then it would be like a good budget small fingertip mouse. But I'm just not convinced of that, so I'm going to get the Ultra. Windows 11 Boost. I just don't even bother with it. It's like, I don't care. Whatever. Things feel fine. Thoughts on the Hawk Chua coin drama? I can't believe she quit. Like, everything. That just confused me. Like, she still hasn't tweeted since that happened. And that's the worst thing that could... She just has to post through the drama. I'm stuck on a winter vacation notice, and it won't let me move on the website. I'm sure you can X out of the notice. I mean, like, let's right now go to artisan-jp.com. Okay, here we are. Now let's go Key 83. Well, Key 83 is going to be out of stock. I mean, yeah, I don't... Winter... Did you really... You couldn't press that close button? Or were you on mobile, maybe? I mean, I don't know. I don't even see. This is why the Artisan tutorials... Like, let's see. Are there Artisan pads in stock right now? Yes, you can get a orange 0XXL soft. Very good. What about the Type 99? I'm on my phone, then maybe go on a PC. No Type 9. Well, definitely not Matcha. Oh, there are Type 99s. XXL soft black Type 99. I mean, what a time to be alive. What a time. There's an international English version of the Artisan site that works better on mobile. I think that's what mine like automatically loads up, the English version. Windows 12 is going to be... When the hell is that going to come out? I mean, Windows 10 had a long reign, so why would they go from 11 to 12 so quick? Do you fuck with Netspend? Not at all. I just don't get it, but it's okay. I'm too old. I'm like 5 years his senior. It's like generational difference. Most modern looking Japanese site. It's a based website. Windows 12 is coming out next fall? Damn, that just feels quick. But yeah, I guess with the AI stuff. What's better, dot or donut skates? I don't think there's objectively one that's better. On like cloth pads, I might prefer donuts. I think I actually do feel that way. Damn, you're old, Unk. Yes, indeed. I'm still trying to... The peripherals help me keep up with the youngsters. Can you drag click on the XM2W like the clicks go through? Yeah, they have this mode in the setting where you can lower... Like, it's made for drag clicking in a sense, if you toggle the setting. So, yes. But yeah, I think an hour and 52 minutes with my voice feeling very hoarse... that is going to be all for this live stream. This was a great one. I appreciate all of the super chats, the questions, the inquiries, just the people standing by. And of course, the legendary MCHO's L7 clip that came from this stream. So we do have this much. But yeah, that's going to be all. Everybody have a good rest of your day. Respect your elders. And yeah, enjoy the weekend. Peace out.